How's it going, everyone? In this video we're going to be going through how to do a manual on a double at the BMX track. So, manualing, it's probably one of the more important things that you have to learn in BMX racing. It's a skill that everyone pretty much needs to learn, and it can just help you get faster, really. So first of all, when we're learning to manual, we need to find the right jump we want to do it on. So we want to find a jump that feels comfortable, that we've ridden a few times. So this can be like a double, tabletop, step up. A lot of people feel comfortable with tabletops because they're very safe. But in this video, I'm doing it in a double. If you're gonna do it on a double, try to find one that's not too kicky and sharp. Try and find a nice, easy, mellow one, and maybe like a small one on like a rhythm straight. But whatever you're comfortable with, it doesn't matter too much. So another thing when we're learning how to manual is we want to make sure we're doing it to start off with on flat pedals. So it's pretty much with anything in BMX, you should be doing it on flat pedals before you go to clips. So I think it's just a really good idea just to, learning a new skill, you might as well learn it properly on flats before you develop any weird habits on clips. So just keep it simple, flats first, then do it on clips. And another thing before we do it, we should also have the basic idea of how to do a flat ground manual out on the road with no jumps. So this is just a really good fundamental skill that's going to help you sort of get your head around what you're trying to achieve. And the funny thing is that doing it out on the flat road, it's actually a little bit harder than doing it on the jump. So if you're pretty good at that, and when you go to the jumps, you might find it a little bit easier. So it makes the learning curve, not as gnarly. So you should have it down pat pretty soon. So now we're going to go through the manual. So once we've got our speed, as we're coming up to the jump, we're going to soak up the jump. So we're going to bend our arms and legs. We're going to get low on the face of the jump, just like we're pumping it. Alright, so it's going to look very similar. So our body and our head should be pretty much in the middle of our bike or just over our bars. And then as we start to go over the lip, we're going to push our bike over the lip with our arms. And what this is going to do, it's going to transition our weight from the front / the middle of the bike, and now we're going to be out the back of the bike. So we pretty much pushed our bike across and we've leveled it out, and our legs are still bent. And then from here, now that we're in this position, we're going to extend our legs super powerfully. And what that's going to do, it's going to raise our front wheel up. Because we're doing it on a double, we'll feel that the bike's going to carry a bit of momentum and it's going to want to sort of shoot up a little bit. On a tabletop, you won't feel it at all because it's completely flat. But because we're going into the dip, the bike's going to want to shoot up. And then once our front wheel's up and we're gliding across the jump, when we're coming in to finish off our manual, we're going to bend down similar to when we're pumping. We're going to get down nice and low. And then once our front wheel hits the ground, we're going to give our bike a nice push just to pump the backside. So that's how to do a manual. So once we're confident and we've got our manuals pretty dialed, we can sort of move to the next step. So what this one's going to look like is when we do our manual, our bike's only going to be on the ground for the first half. And then for the second half, our bike's going to be off the ground, in the air, jumping to the backside. Why this is a little bit quicker? So from hopping halfway in the jump, we're sort of throwing all our momentum into the backside of the jump, which gives us a little bit more pump. Also, when we think about it, when we're looking at a double, the second part, the second hump, it goes uphill, and when we go up hills, we slow down a little bit. So if we can jump over the bit that goes uphill, then we hit more downhill, which means we create more speed. So it's pretty simple, and it looks pretty cool too. So this pretty much starts off exactly like a normal manual, just like we've just previously gone over. But what we're gonna do is when we push out with our legs, we're gonna try and push extremely, pretty much as hard as you can. Similar to like a bunny hop when you drive your legs into the ground, that's what gives you your spring. Same thing with this. Once you extend your legs out, that's gonna give you some spring to sort of clear the next phase of the jump and carry you over to the backside. So the thing with manualing, right, it's you won't just watch this video and then all of a sudden you're the best at it. It takes practice. Pretty much anything in BMX, practice. You might not get it the first go. You might not get it in the first week, first month. Might take you a little while, but just the more you practice, the better you get. So if you stuff it up, don't get all emotional and sad. Just keep moving on, keep working on it, and just know that one day you'll have it dialed. So anyway, guys, I hope this helps. I'll see you next time. Cheers.